Good evening.
Good evening.
Thanks for joining us tonight. LG public speaking class, the show of Cohort 12. My guest tonight is Mamadou, my brother. It's a pleasure to want to talk about the topic, the power of choice. For me, life is choice. Mamadou, how are you doing?
Babacar, I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. So a lot of you might not know, but Babacar is a journalist from back home. He worked for a very big TV station called 7 TV, and it's equivalent to 7 News here. So he has those skills. I myself, I'm Mamadou. I am not a success literate or like a professor, but I am a clinical research coordinator at the University of Colorado. Thank you, Babacar.
Thank you, Mamadou. Life is made of choices. Mm-hmm. Every moment every moment we can take a choice. Mm-hmm. In life, it's no room for neutrality. If you are in the world, every time if you wake up, you must make a choice. And then, Mamadou, what comes in your mind if you heard the power of choice?
Oh, thank you, Babacar, for that question. When I hear about the power of choice, my brain or my mind goes back to 2014, when I was in my car listening to the great Zig Ziglar asking a few questions to his audience for a series of tape over the top. And I will go ahead and share those questions with you. Make sure you remember the answers and the statement we're going to make, because I'm going to quiz you at the end. Okay. So these are the questions he asked his audience. And I'm going to ask those questions again to you guys. How many of you believe, or as a matter of fact, you're absolutely convinced that there is something you can do in the next 2 weeks that will specifically make your business life, your personal life, and your family life all worse? Can I see your hands, please? And how many of you believe that there is something you can do that can make all of that better? Can I see your hands, please? And how many of you believe that you always have a choice? Can I see your hands, please? And how many believe that every choice has an end result? And how many of you believe that making the right choice is your responsibility? Regardless of how good or bad my past has been, regardless of how good or bad my present is, there is something I can specifically do right now to make my future either better or worse. And that choice is mine. So basically, you're where you are in life because of series of choices or actions you've taken.
Thank you, Mamadou. And my second question is, how many people, how many choices do people per day?
Oh, you mean how many choices do people make on average per day?
Yeah.
Exactly. So there's this report, and it's a little bit controversial. This is a report by Cornell University that says people make average of 35,000 choices per day. A lot of people argue about it, but that same researcher went on and said we make well over 200 over 200 choices just on food alone. What am I eating today? So.
Thank you, Mamadou. What people are sure we are making the right choices?
Oh, for that, this is what I will have to say, and I will beg you, everybody, because it's like the first step and it's the easiest step. So the first choice I want you guys to make, my brothers and sisters and friends, I want you to choose to think and grow rich. Choose to think and grow rich. Like my sister Dorothy is always saying, okay? Choose to think and grow rich. Why am I saying that? On that book, Think and Grow Rich, we all know about the power of positive thinking and negative thinking, right? So how hard is it to just like think positive instead of thinking negative? Like, it's only helping us. It's on our favor. It's like very, very easy. Choosing to think positive. The power of positive thinking. If you think positive, you get positive results. You think negative, you're getting negative results. Do we want negative results? No. We want positive results. So please, that's the first steps. Very easy. Choose to think positive.
Thank you, Mamadou. Our time is almost up, and I ask you my last question. What do you want to share with the public tonight in the power of choose?
Okay, before I close, I am going to give you one other choice that we have to make. So please, please, please choose to leave the slide edge. What do I mean by that? On that book by Jeff Olson, he talks about like little things that people are not willing to do. And he says exactly the difference between successful and unsuccessful people is because of like choices that like unsuccessful people are not willing to make. Or like decisions they're not willing to make, just they think it doesn't matter, it's okay. As an example, reading 10 pages of a good book every day. It is very easy to do. It is also very easy not to do. What is stopping us from doing it? Nothing. What is motivating us from doing it? Because probably like you have people around that will always remind you. But like easily, we'll let it go and we don't do it. So if you read 10 pages of a good book every day, how many pages are you reading in a year? 3,650 pages a year without even noticing it. So it's an average of like 15 to 20 books every year. So please choose also to leave the slide edge. And one other thing I would want to share with you guys is please be consistent. And one way of staying consistent is by having people reminding you what you're supposed to do every day. So this ALG, and like I said, 2014 was my best year of my life. Reason why is because I was around Professor Majama, we were sharing the same business together, and we had like a couple of books to read every time. That circle was a good circle. And I was with ALG since day zero. But what happened? This is not the first class, this is Cohort 12. What made me join Cohort 12 instead of join Cohort 1? My choices. Because I chose to give up. I chose to let go. I chose to not hang on to the group so that I can be on Cohort 1. So now that I'm on Cohort 12, I'm not giving up. Uzi, I'm signing up for Cohort 13 because I always want to be here. And Babacar also says he's signing up for Cohort 13 too, so, because we want to be around. And guys, I'm going to ask you the same questions again. I told you I would quiz you. And Babacar, sorry the time, but we'll have to do this. It's important, okay? Okay. So, what were the statements we made about us? What did we say? We all forgot, right? We have the power of choice. But what was the statement at the very beginning with Zig Ziglar? So we all forgot, okay? And that's fine. That is fine because I expected us to forget. So for us to not forget, let's go ahead and do it together. And I want you guys to repeat with me. So please repeat with me and make sure you take that home and you live it, okay? So, regardless of how my past has been, regardless of how my present is, there is something I can absolutely do right now to make my future better. And out of 35,000 choices, I chose to think and grow rich and leave the slide edge. Thank you.